Oops. Is it time to go live? All messages. There we go. We're set up now. Just give you a quick look around the kitchen. Just let you see, have a look. Turn the audio down from the last one. Notice it was clipping out. So we're down at -6 dB now. Nice and close to the microphone to give you that microphony type sort of stream. Anyway, let's see if anybody comes in. If you do come in, give us a thumbs up, share it out, and hopefully more people will join us. Tuesday night, the scramble for your Tuesday, the 10th of March, 2026. How are we all doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see one person anyway. Just got in from work, literally within minutes. This is how keen I am to speak to my public. We could be here an hour. We could be here half an hour. It just depends how many people come in, to be honest. We probably ought to plan these out better. Scott Wood, how you doing? Just give us an audio check. Let us know how we're coming through, will you? So I was listening to them back because I got this thing about decent audio, and it was clipping last time. It was too loud, and it was clipping out. Yeah, we got scanned back from Lou, and it's not moved in along, so we're doing all right with that. Other than that, we're doing all right. I've just got to pop off for a blood test tomorrow. I've got a bit of this going on in the back of my head. But we'll see. We'll see what that is. It's probably medication. Probably need my blood pressure medication changing, to be honest. Because that's what it's like. They have sort of hinted that there might be something somewhere else, but not. I don't think it's that. I think she might have a kidney stone, to be honest. But it's all like this, isn't it? All the time, constantly. Just goes on and on and on and on. And long may it carry on going on and on and on. So yesterday I went wandering down the side of the river and did a live stream there, and that was very successful. Got quite a few people in to watch that. So hopefully it's going to carry on. Yeah, it's always fingers crossed, isn't it? How's your Amber? It was Amber, wasn't it? She had obviously she was really poorly, wasn't she, a few years ago? And has everything just been fine with her so far? It is Amber, isn't it? I don't usually remember names, so I'm surprised I remembered that one. 7 people, come in, say hello, say hi, tell us who you are. So what I'm planning to do after the next 2 uploads, which the last one will be on Friday, everything's going to be uploaded to this channel. You see, I don't know how I remembered that. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and think, who are you? Bless her heart. It's she's done it for the ones that don't make it. That's the thing, isn't it? That's the way I look at it. Anybody that gets past it has done it for the ones that never did, and that's as good as it can get. Anybody that gets past it, I'm just so pleased for them. It's it's the only thing you can do. And there's a lot of people that do seem to suffer with it. It does seem to be coming up quite. Whether it's because the screening has got better and they're finding more cases of it, or whether there's something in life that's starting it off, people need to know. It needs to be avoided. Whatever it is, not good. Hopefully, at some point they'll find a cure for it, but there's that many different sorts of it. We'll see. So there's 10 people in, which is good. This channel seems to get a lot more, attract a lot more people than what the other one did. The other one is sort of getting to the point where I was flogging a dead horse. So I thought, let's cut our losses, put the walking videos on here, then everything else I do can just remain on here. Graham spelt correctly. How you doing? Nice to see you. So we did a live yesterday and we didn't get you, so I had to throw one out myself. Just had a walk down the riverbank yesterday. Yeah, it is. Yeah, good. Yeah, we just done about Lou. Obviously, had a scan a month ago now, and thankfully she works at a doctor's, and they send it through. The results through to her, but they found a little shadow on the kidney. So we're all trying to not worry. Michael Jordan, exactly. is I don't know. I don't know what Michael Jordan looks like. Let's have a look. Is he black? Michael. It's always interesting, isn't it? You look like Freddie Mercury. You probably do as well. Just remember, you kiss your mother with those lips. So watch what comes out of them. Yeah, definitely not Michael Jordan. He's much better looking than me and a completely different colour. And a mix of Alexander Hamilton. Oh, I don't know any of these people. Go on, I know what Freddie Mercury looks like, and he certainly doesn't look like me. Because one thing, he had black hair and a moustache. But like Freddie Cougar. Hello, Michael Knight. Is that your real name? I'm just going to see you. No way. Alexander Hamilton. Let's see who that is. The founding. I wonder where he set off from. He died in Greenwich Village. He was an American resident officer, statesman, and founding father who served as the first U.S. secretary. Oh, there you go. Didn't know that one. We had some of the people that started off to form America come off from where I live in a place called Gainsborough, Lincolnshire, and some of them got on. They didn't get on the Mayflower. They got on the. I don't know. I can't remember the names, but they're actually on the rosters for the people that went across to found America. So we might be related. So be nice. Don't forget Christmas. Send nice things to bald people in the UK. He also had a lot more hair than me. He died in Greenwich. Did I say Greenwich Village? I think he died on Greenland. I think they went across and take it over. Yeah, he died in Greenwich Village, New York, United States, in 1804. Lincolnshire. Just a wee joke. How do you not know? Oh, yeah, how do you not know him? Oh, I don't know. No idea, really. I was telling somebody yesterday, I think it was 43 days we were actually the capital of England in Gainsborough. 43 blissful days. And then we gave it back to them, back to London. We allowed them to be the capital city, and they've ruined it. It's just full of posh people now with loads of money. Drink of choice. Fine tea. Absolute madness. But there was something, I'm trying to remember, it was, would it have been Henry VIII when they were all, I can't remember, but whatever religion they were practicing, they weren't allowed to practice it. And then they allowed them to practice it in Gainsborough Hall. And what was it called? Racobites? Order of Racobites or something like that. Anyway, they said, "Oh, bugger this, we'll just clear off." And they went over to America and did American things. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, I'm not religious in any way, shape, or form, but it just seems completely alien that you're not allowed to practice your religion because you've got to practice somebody else's. And that's it, really. That's all I can say about that. Just realised what a rabbit hole you could open. Anyway, my wife sent me a photo earlier. She said, "I keep finding these stickers all over the place." They've stuck them all over the price labels at Morrison's. That's what she does. And she's having to go around and tear them off. So I don't know what they think they're, I don't know whether they think they're going to change anything in Morrison's, but I'm always a bit, it's like when they have a march through the middle of Manchester, shouting about things. Why not go off to the country that you're supposed to be looking after and have a march there? Have a march through the middle of that. Go and fight for your freedom, fight for what you want. Why do you have to bring it somewhere else? Protesting's not going to do any good, is it? Go across there and get a gun and have a go. When you're 30 and you're fit and all that sort of thing, don't walk through Manchester, going across to your country and protect it. And that's the thing, innit? I'll stand there going, "Oh, we want to do this," shoving people over in the street, getting bullying and wrapping your face up with bloody scarves and stuff like that. Go over to your country of origin and stick up for it. Leave us alone. We don't want to know. We're not interested. Go away. I don't watch the news, so I don't even know half of what goes on. But and I'm pleased, really, because why would I want to worry about it? It's not going to affect me, is it? I live in a small market town. That's the way it is. And I'm genuinely not interested. They're genuinely too scared to go out. It's all right. I've seen some young lads tonight playing up I don't know where, one of the local shopkeepers or something. And when you look, they've all got scarves around their mouth. And you think, well, they're about 14 and they keep riding off on the bikes as if the coppers are going to chase them. And the coppers have no interest in them, really. But they want to think that everybody's frightened of them. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I just like to go on Facebook every morning and complain about the price of fuel, really. Said nobody ever. My mate said today, he said, "Oh," he said, "the fuel's gone up." I said, "All right. What are you going to do? You either put some in and go and back your job, or you don't put any in and you park up. You've got no choice. Absolutely nothing you can do about it. It's just life, isn't it?" I feel sorry for people who were. Hang on a minute. Jimmy Shenkushi. No need to care. You probably only have a few years left to live anyway. Well, that's right. Probably. You never know, do you? Iran had to be dealt with. Well, they probably did. Are you over there, Jason, dealing with him? What about you, Jimmy? Are you over there dealing with him? Or are you just on the internet with no profile picture, tapping things at me? Get yourself over there, Jimmy. Job needs sorting. Yeah, I fully agree with you. You can't have them, oppressing. You can't have them oppressing you, and that's the way it is, isn't it? I think that's the way it is now. Is if you say anything back, then you're racist, and if you don't, then they just think you like it, and I don't like it, to be honest. I'm just tapping things at you. Okay, then, well done. And you need to get yourself over and sort the job out. Being a troll on the or not or tapping at the internet is not sticking up for anybody, is it? Really? I don't know how we got into this conversation. It's not the best one in the world, is it? Really? Let's change it. Has everybody had a good day? They shouldn't have attacked Iran. Is that what you think? See, I don't know. I don't know whether it's really easy. One thing I did yesterday, GB News is about the worst news channel in the world. To get any sort of information other than what Nigel Farage is doing or Keir Starmer. Everything's against Keir Starmer. I can't stand Keir Starmer. He's not one of my things, but he's still the Prime Minister of England. And they're now doing live reporting or they think they're doing live reporting on what the government are going to send over to, into a war zone. Bless you. Been there, done that. Afghanistan, Iraq, Sierra Leone. Yeah, bloody bless you. Can't be easy doing that, mate. Are you in the UK, Jason? Are you American? Sierra Leone, bloody hell. See, I never did. I've got two massive flat feet, so I never did the army, and so I can't honestly say. But I always wonder. My granddad was on the beach in Dunkirk, as so were thousands of other people's granddads, and he ended up being a Chelsea pensioner. Oh, he's Scottish, mate, yeah. And they sent him back, and he was mentally ill with the PTSD, and it never changed. The rest of his life was ruined by mental health problems, and eventually ended up in the Chelsea pensioners. That's where he died, in there. with his three-cornered hat. He wanted to join the army. I wanted to join the police force, to be really honest. And I mentioned it to my dad, and he said, "Oh, you can't do that," because he was a lorry driver. I mean, looking back on it now, I'd be retired now, wouldn't I? At just nearly 60. Sierra Leone. I didn't know the UK forces had been in Sierra Leone. I'll be honest. They obviously wasn't like Afghanistan, Iraq. I don't believe Iran was a threat. The entire attack was motivated by economic and ideological reasons. Do you think that the same with the original Iraq War? Do you think that was the same? I mean, I've got to be honest. Like the original one, Saddam Hussein was a horrible creature to his own people. But was it up to anybody else to go in and sort it out? If he hadn't have had any oil in the country, do you think they'd have gone in there? Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Jason? What do you think on that? Be interesting to hear it from a serviceman's point of view that was there. Obviously, it's really easy for me to sit here in my kitchen going on about something that some other people have been to. I've only seen documentaries and dramas about it, and it looked like absolute hell to me, to be honest. I mean, I honestly believe that Tony Blair is a war criminal. That's what I honestly think, and I've told a lot of people that, and I genuinely think he is. They made up all sorts of different things. The West puts these ruthless dictators in power to have a convenient excuse to attack them later. Truer words have said, yeah. See, I don't know enough about it to sit here and start saying things. There's nothing worse than somebody talking shit on the internet and then everybody else saying, "Well, actually, it wasn't like that." So I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah, I fully agree with you on that, and I fully agree. Whatever they tell you just before they get in, they're never going to do after they've got in. That's the other thing. I mean, like everybody goes on about it over here. They wanted when we had COVID, they wanted you to stay in the house. They wanted you to do all sorts of things, and they just carried on as if they were the rich people. And then imagine that you would actually listen to them again, which they've got no chance. Nobody's ever going to tell anybody to stay in the house in this country within the next 100 years because everybody just go out. And you know what I mean? I mean, they had an inquiry into the COVID thing afterwards. Well, that's really easy, but we hadn't had anything for 100 years before. And I mean, it's like, oh, well, they built the Nightingale hospitals, and everybody said, well, you never used them. Well, surely that's a good thing. Because in some countries, if you were over a certain age and you got to the hospital and they found out you got COVID, they gave you a box of antibiotics and sent you home and said, good luck to you. Whereas in this country, they actually wanted you to have a space in the hospital. Lockdown was an excuse for them to change the batteries in the pigeons. The only difference between governments and mafias is the government decides law. Oh, yeah, exactly. Let's e-cigarettes. There we go. I mean, me and Graham know a lot about e-cigarettes because we've been not in the industry, but in the community for a long time. E-cigarettes were invented by, well, the first real good one, or the first one that could actually get you to go, was a Chinese bloke. He invented the e-cigarette. They spent years after that trying to pretend that they're worse than cigarettes. Hello, Jake, how you doing, mate? That they're worse than cigarettes because they wanted to get rid of them for the simple reason being that you're not smoking cigarettes anymore and they need the tax off it. And they didn't invent the e-cigarette. If they'd have invented the e-cigarette, it'd have been the same price as a packet of cigarettes because that's what they do with patches and gums and all that. I do, mate. Yeah, I do. Welcome back. Thank you very much for coming. Hon Lick, that's right. And the only thing they're fed up about is that they never invented it. Jake was on last week. He's a good fun, actually. He come on and gave me a load of shit. And I said to him, That's quite rude. And he went, sorry. And then we got on really well. And now we've become lifelong friends. Hope you didn't unsubscribe Jake's Gaming World, because somebody did. It turned out to be a really nice guy, and we were chatting for ages. We had a don't make that up. What was that? It's all about the money. Of course it is, mate. That's what it's all about. Please say hello to my friend Carol. Hello, Carol. How you doing? Taxing cigarettes is the first option for me. Let me see if I can say this word. Municipalities to increase revenue. Obviously, that's right. It's same with the. Obviously, it's a proven thing in this country. Obviously, we've got potholes as deep as plant pots. Every single government have been stealing the road fund license or the road tax for that many years. They've got, yeah, that's exactly what you said, Jake. Jake, yeah. The roads have got that far behind. It would cost a gazillion pounds to actually fix them all, and they've just been siphoning off that tax to go into something else. Instead of saying, right. I mean, like with electric cars, if you go down the road, you should pay a vehicle tax. And then the vehicle tax money should go into a thing, and then they can go fix the road. It's the same, and I don't smoke weed or anything like that, but everybody smokes weed, don't they? Loads and loads of people smoke weed. And then they say, well, you can't do it. So, all right, then we'll go and buy it from somebody else. So they buy it from somebody around the corner. If they actually legalised it and then took the tax off it, yeah, I know you are, Jake, and took the tax off it, there'd be enough for the ones that it did actually make mentally ill. There'd be enough money there to treat him. Whereas now they buy it off the guy around the corner, and there's no tax, there's no money there to actually sort them out. It was your birthday, what, last week? That's what's happening across the United States. What you mean with the weed? Let's have a look. Yeah, yeah. The master settlement agreement in the United States. That's exactly what's happening over there. They started it, didn't they, with the thing? I mean, we've sort of been part of a community, a YouTube community over here that for the last 6-7 years. I have, well, at least 5. There's a 30% tax on recreational cannabis, so you can't buy it here legally. So that 30% tax would be able to, if it went into the proper fund for the one person. So let's say the one person in 10 that got a mental health problem for it, because there is some people, my son, included. He there's no money in the system to make him better. 6, 7. Oh, here we go again. Did you say it? Anyway, behave, Jake. But there's no money in the pot to treat him because they don't legalise it. And they'll say, oh, it's a gateway drug. And in some cases, like for my son, it was. But there's loads and loads of people in the world that just all they do is just take drugs. Or there's loads of people that will only ever smoke weed and never get any better. Oh God, what, Graham? Hi, hello again. Nah. What are you doing? I think you've got to go, Jake, anyway. Anyway, Jake's gone. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I think he is quite young. He was last week. He was quite funny, actually. He came in and said a rude word, and I said, Simba thing that. And I said, oh, you can't talk to people like that. And, imagine you upset me or something like that. And then all of a sudden he come round and he was fine. But today he just wants to be a dick, so he's gone now. So I've no doubt that he isn't very old, but we don't really say there's nothing in here that a 14-year-old couldn't see. And I'm sure most of them have had a joint or smelt one or know where to buy it anyway. So if you're discussing adult topics like that, I don't think it does them any harm. You know, when my lad started smoking weed, I thought, well, he'll get over it, but he never did, and then he moved on to amphetamines and stuff like that. You got to sack them off sometimes. Makes them behave themselves next week. Quick 24 hours. But yeah, but that's what they've done. And in this country, they're doing a similar thing where they're going to actually tax you more to vape than it will be if you smoke cigarettes. And that's how crazy it is. And in 5 years' time, they'll say, "Oh, the kids are smoking again. Oh God, what we're going to do now?" And then they'll spend £1 billion on trying to stop people smoking. Hello, John. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you. Still in prison? Anything on the horizon? Anybody said out? Are they painting your mansion as we speak? You might get that those rooms at Buckingham Palace where Andy moved out. It must be hard work that, to be really honest. Do you have to, if you get put in a place like that, do you have to pay rent on it, or do you live there for free? Do you get lunch? Here we go. Weed, maybe a gateway drug. I tried LSD, shrooms, cocaine, ecstasy, but only in my 20s. I probably would have tried it even if I'd never tried weed. Yeah, exactly. I think in some cases, but we're only talking about in some cases, and it's like some people will only ever have 5 beers a week, or they'll only ever drink one night a week. Other people will have 5 beers a night, and then it'll turn into 6 and 7 and 8. And then they'll do a bottle of whiskey on a Friday, a bottle of whiskey on a Saturday, and a bottle of whiskey on a Sunday. And eventually, they'll carry on heavy drinking until the point that it makes them ill. And then some people will look at a glass of alcohol when they're 16 and think, "I'm never going to drink that because I don't fancy it." We're all completely different, aren't we? Same with cigarettes, isn't it? Your hair looks so nice. Oh, thanks. I did it specially for you. Yep, still there, although I spoke to the housing officer and we may only be here for another month or two. Oh, that's not too bad. It's like it's me. I do it myself. You're California sober. All right, exactly. Oh, you have to pay rent, bloody hell. Remember smoking too much weed one night and thought I could float when walking home and ended up sleeping in a random garden. The myth, the legend. Um, yeah. So I never really did drugs much. We used to go to Amsterdam and smoke a bit of weed. Well, we smoked quite a lot of weed. £86 a week. That's not too bad. You want to stay there as long as you can. That's about the cheapest thing in London. You can spend that on 2 pints. God, do you get any food for that? God, imagine when you get your own place and you be able to sit in your front room and have a vape and a beer. It must be awful. I know I'm here trying to make light of it, but obviously it's not. But it's just one of them things, isn't it? You can't. It's good, isn't it? How old am I? I'm 27. 28 next birthday. I'm nearly 60, mate. I'm 60 in January, in November. It's the same day every year. Like it's only been like it for 60 years. Alicia, have you reviewed? Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I look 20 stone. Yeah, I look 20. My arse. I've got a daughter, 43, in a couple of weeks. She's coming up to see Mad Mike, one of the places in London. One of the I don't know what it. I think the strippers, to be honest. Sounds a bit like the strippers. So they're coming up there to. They're all coming up, cackling about. I've got the free taxi job because I don't drink anymore. I might start again. I said to my wife, I said, "Bloody hell, I don't work that day." She said, "It's her birthday." I said, "Well, you lot walk there then." Is prostitution legal in England? Apparently, to sell yourself for sex isn't illegal. It's the bit where you procure yourself for the sale of sex. Soliciting is illegal, but actually, for you to charge money for somebody to have sex with you is not illegal. So I don't know. I don't know how that works, to be honest. I actually watched a documentary, and this guy had been on Adult Work, and he'd gone to visit this woman. She actually moved about in a motorhome, and she had a lot of regular customers and fans, and she used to move around the country and park up in different areas, and then make these appointments with them, and then they used to come. And one guy got a ransom letter saying, "We know where you've been, and we know what you've been doing, and we're going to tell your wife." So he was really worried. But anyway, he went to the police anonymously, and they did an investigation. It turned out to be a guy that worked for the police, not actually a police officer, but one of these technical people who was in charge of wiretapping and surveillance. And he tried to get £1,000 out of this guy because he'd got a gambling debt. I look like I've got. Bless you, my child. No, it's not. It's just a grey cardigan. It's more like a fleece cardigan, to be honest. I started wearing them because I get really cold now. Basically, they can't advertise in public. It's in public. They used to do it in phone boxes, didn't they? But they took them all down. Most of these places in big cities, they've all got loads of stickers with phone numbers to ring. Again, with that, if a man or woman decide that they want to do that for a living, what's it got to do with anybody else? But the problem is you get people that force them to do it and stuff like that, don't you? So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to that either. But what consented adults get up to is what they get up to, isn't it? I've got a black one of these, and I put it on, and I had a black shirt on underneath it, and then I put a sticker just here and started blessing people. Yeah, oh yeah, he got locked up. He actually got locked up in prison for it, and they gave him a prison sentence. And the chief of the police commissioner appealed to the court to get him a longer sentence, and they doubled it. He got about 4 years for it. And obviously, he's an absolute disgrace now. He can't, he'll not be able to do anything like that ever again. I was watching a guy on Twitch who lives in a van. He ended up in a dogging bit and didn't know. So many knocks on the door. Oh yeah, well, I bet that's not true. Who was it? The only trouble is with Twitch, you've nearly got to spend that much money on it to get rid of those adverts. They're terrible, aren't they? Green's on there now. Do you watch him on there? You can make some money. If you can get enough people on Twitch, you can make some serious money, can't you? I say the only problem is it's all them bloody adverts. Every time you click on a stream, you've then got to watch 10 minutes of adverts before it goes on to them. That might look bad. Van life in, and you end up on a dog inside. Not good at all. Well, you go dogging sometimes. All right, nice. Let me just see what the answer. Let me just see what question you're answering. You watch DJs mostly and a few IRL streamers. He streams on Kick and YouTube too. Yeah. I'm trying to think of. There's a lad that used to drive a cab in where I am in West Lindsey, and the car blew up. And he says, the lad who we work with, he said, "Are you going to get another car?" I said, "No." He said, "I'm going to go and DJ on Twitch." And I went on a few times and watched him, and to be honest, he was quite good. I don't know if you ever made a thing of it, but he's been gone from this job for a long time, so he must be doing something. Yeah, Grim Green, yeah. Kick is ad-free, which is good. I'm not really done it with Kick. I started the other week with that other one where they all upload to. I actually spent a fiver and had a month of the premium version of that Rumble. Because the first time I ever went on Rumble, we all sort of did it in the same week where we all put a video up there, and it got about a view, and the software of the app was really crappy, and I never logged into it again for 3 years. But Vic put something up, and he says, "Oh, I put all my reviews on Rumble now." And I thought, I'm just going to follow it through and listen to what he says about this because I think it was one of the fluid ones. And so I followed it through to there, and then I started looking through that Rumble. And to be honest, it's a fair quality now. So I thought, well, I'll have a go at that. And I just uploaded a few videos to it, and it was a brand spanking new channel. And a video that I had 80 views on YouTube with, it got 189 views. So there is people on there watching. I've got one subscriber. So I sometimes watch Grim Grin. Ah, yeah. I thought it was on about dogging. Sorry. I nearly removed you then, Graham. Well, John's a bit random, isn't he? He's a bit like me when he goes on the Saturday show and they'll put they put a really filthy picture up, and some of the stuff in there you've either got a mind for it or you haven't. And John's got the same mind as what I am, as what I have. I just can't think of anything funny to say about any of them. We're in Spain, and they put this picture up, and I'm like, I just couldn't think about it. And I showed it to Sue, and she come up with one straight away, and they put it in, and everybody laughed and went, "Oh, that's a cracking one." Because you've either got a cryptic mind or you haven't, and I ain't got one. And I'm just the same as what John is. And they'll put like, yeah, 2 buckets and a rope, and that's basically what I see. But everybody else is putting all this amazing, funny stuff, especially Lars, that German lad. He's just got the sickest mind in the world. Yeah, yeah. There's some brilliant stuff in there. Lars is brilliant, isn't he? I'm trying to think who else is really funny. Nevins is really, really cryptic and really funny, and Coyle. Yeah, I just if I see a picture, I just see a picture, and I can't really think of anything funny to say about it. I'm just like, well, this particular one, it was a lady who was an amputee. She got one leg missing, and I can't remember what Sue said, and they were howling. We actually very nearly won, but I think somebody else was even better than that. And to be honest, like, it was the only thing she'd said all night. My sense of humour is more like movie clips. I mean, that thing about that's you kiss your mother with that mouth. That came from, I think it was the original Godfather or something like that. I've just got a stash of little snippets, and I just know when to put them in, and they're quite funny. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I do. I can't think of anything funny to say about any of them, really. But there's just the odd one. There was one of them, and it was a coloured guy, and he's got massive lips, absolutely massive, massive lips. AI or not AI, I don't know whether he got some sort of infection or whether he'd had a maid like that, because that's what they do, don't they? And I just put, "I like wasps, and I'll kiss him if I want." And I think I actually won with that, to be honest. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeah, he's a very, very funny man. He's obviously very educated, isn't he? Really, he pretends he isn't, but he obviously is. Um, he's obviously sort of management. I think he packed up with the vaping, didn't he? Because didn't he get some sort of illness? I think he got some sort of illness. I'd been to the doctors for some respiratory thing, and they said, and then they just said, "Oh, you've got this respiratory thing," and he just packed in vaping there and then. He's a really nice guy and all. I bet if you meet him in real life, he's a really nice guy. But he's a proper American troll, isn't he? You know, I know I keep going back to it, but I started on. There was a thing called Blab, and it only lasted for about. It was the old Bebo servers, I think, and a bloke bought them and then put this thing on there, and you had 4 people in a chat room, and then the rest could type in chat, similar to what we're doing. So what they do on YouTube in Zoom. Yeah, everything's well with him. Yeah, it, so I went on there, and then all of a sudden it started to go off, and all these people disappeared. And then I got chat. It was months after, and I said I found this guy on there, and I said, "Where's all the other people gone?" And he went, "Oh, they went to Google Hangouts." I said, "What's that?" And well, of course, it was on every Android phone. There's a thing for Google Hangouts. Oh, he says you need to follow this link. So I clicked on this link through, and there they were, all these people I've been talking to. So I sort of spent quite a lot of time with them. I actually went out to Florida with one of them. He come to stay with us for 3 or 4 days, Doug, my mate. And and they were really quick witted. It was like battle camp, you just went in and abused each other. So I could be fairly quick on the old internet. Yeah, gave up vaping, but still has a bit of a cough. The doctors can't find anything on his lungs. Yeah. Yeah, probably right. Sometimes you just do, don't you? I mean, if you've had COVID, some people have had long COVID and they've still got it and it goes on forever and you just get this horrible dry cough. I suppose, depending where you are in the world, if you're in a really warm climate in a dry area and you've got air conditioning all day and then a dry, dusty climate on the way home, that's going to affect you, isn't it, really? I know I feel a lot better than what I did when I smoked. Yeah, my brother was his wife was a nurse. He's not married to her now, sadly, but, well, not sadly because they didn't like each other, but, uh, and she brought it home, basically. She was, what would she be, 7 or 8 years younger than him. So she come home and she was working as a nurse. She got COVID. She came home. He got it off her. In about 9 or 10 days, she was back at work, and he was really, really poorly. And when I got it as well, but I didn't get it the first year. I got it the second year. Somebody got in the cab, and they rang up and said, "Oh, you've got to stay at home." Hello, Mike. You've got to stay at home. So I stayed at home for about 8, 9 days. And then I went back to work. And 2 days later, I got bloody COVID. How you doing, Mike? You all right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I got the wheeze. I had this. Because we've got a massive bed because I'm a big bloke. And Sue used to get up at stupid o'clock in the morning. And I woke up one morning. I thought, oh, she must have overlaid it. Bloody asthma's bad. And when I looked, she had gone to work. It was my lungs. And that wasn't long before I packed it. But I used to do about 30 Marlboros a day, one after the other. I don't know how you'd afford that now. What would it be? 30 quid a day, I would think, wouldn't it? For 30 Marlboros. You can't buy them in tens now, so you'd have to buy 2 packets. So that's the way to go. But Christ, I don't know how you can afford to do that. Must be ridiculous. Just hang with it. I brought the dog out here. Yeah, I ain't been in. I came in 10 to 10, I think, something like that. So I had quite a busy day. I went out early. Yeah, nearly 20. Yeah, I picked some Lambert and Despres up for a bloke who smokes weed, and he rings up when he's, I'll bring us some fags now. All right. £17.50 for Lambert and Despres. It's mad, isn't it? I don't know how much they are abroad, but Christ. I mean, the real truth is, if they didn't want you to smoke cigarettes, they'd ban them, wouldn't they? I could never. I didn't even smoke Lambert and Desperates when I was desperate, to be honest. I go to Spain now. I go to Benidorm, and halfway through the first day, I'll go and get a packet of bloody menthol ciggies, and I'll smoke them before I come home. But I never bring them home. If I've got any left, I throw them in the bin, or I just leave the lighter and the fag packet on the side in the room, so let the cleaners have them if they want them, or give them away or whatever. This time I actually finished my last one at Alicante before we got on the plane, and I just left the lighter on the top of the bin. It was a club then, Mayfair. Club, I don't remember them. Club, then Mayfair when Club got too expensive. Mental, yeah, Richmond Mental. I used to get them every time I got a cold. And it's weird because now every time I get a cold, I get Eisenberg. I vape Onyx all the time. Anyway, that's what that's in there. I was lucky I managed to pick some concentrate up for it. And I vape it all the time anyway. But the other day I got up and I was like, "Ugh," I didn't feel very well. First thing I did, Eisenberg, and I just vape it for a few days, and I've always done the same. Yeah, I can't. I can say I can't think. I can't think about them. I can't think I recognise them, to be honest. I had Silk Up for a long time. Um, Need to find my one and done juice. Yeah, I go between that one I made, that Posh Vape Juice, and Onyx. That's Neapolitan. That what you call it, Mod Fog make. That's pretty crack on. I ordered by mistake. I ended up ordering 2 bottles of it because I wanted a bottle of the new fluid one, Ricky, and a bottle of the other stuff. And I ended up with 2 bottles of that. Gone Virginia and Benson Edges, yeah. See, I was old Oldman. I like the darker sort of flavours. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? I really like that. I like that Ricky as well. I think Onyx and Ricky are by far my favourites out their entire brand. I'll show you something now because I won a prize. A new VS juice. These were made for a prize for Benny's show, look. And it's got Benny, JP, Anki, me. No, that's not Anki then, that's Luke. There's Anki at the end. And then me in the middle. I said to Anki the other night, I said, how come everybody else is always fatter than you? Value Mango is the one vape of all time. Hey. What about what's that Value custard? It's apple and blackcurrant. It's a decent liquid as well. It's not some crap they've chucked in a bottle. It's nice. Careful, I think he ran his pointed missiles at my iron dome. Probably. I don't think we'll get through it. I think they struggled to get over here, wouldn't they? I don't know. I ain't had me call up for the home guard yet, anyway. Be like Dad's army, me. Mick, did you hear Scuba won a new paramotor? Did he really? I did see something on his social media, and then I never followed up on it, to be honest. I usually watch him on a Friday night, and I ain't watched him for a few weeks. That's brilliant. How did he do that? Did you have to do something, or was it just the luck of the draw? You've seen Cheech's flavour stash. Are you sure you're not cheap? Are you sure you're not Cheech, should I say? Are you the actual Cheech that's been elusive for all these years? Graham spelt correctly. Cheech's value custard. No comment. Right, there we go. I think I'll tell you what, Christ. I've got to go for an ECG tomorrow. I've got like that feeling in my head. And I had a look through the tablets and it said that it can be that. But it also said it can be stress. Well, as you could probably imagine, we are under a little bit of stress sometimes in our house. So we'll see. So I'm off for an ECG tomorrow to make sure it's nothing, and then they'll probably just change me tablets. 3.5 grand. Bloody hell, bless him. I am so pleased for him. It couldn't happen to a nicer bloke, that mate. He's done a lot for everybody. And he, Scuba. He's a genuinely nice guy. And he sits and chats. And if he'd have been a less nice guy, he'd have got on a lot better on YouTube. Um, you know what I mean? And made a lot more money at it. Yeah, it's just an ECG and a blood test, that's all. That's what they do with blood pressure medication. It's a way of making sure it's not affecting anything. You do have to randomly have that. Yeah, I do, yeah. Yeah, they're genuine, aren't they? Genuine people. Got together in later life and they're doing really well. Christ, we've been here 50 minutes. So then I've got to pop back on Friday and have a follow-up one, so we'll find out. Chances are, when you look at the uh, write-up for them, that it's basically what it explains. I know my mate had them, and I rung him up one day and he says, "I've got to go to the doctor." I said, "Why is that?" And he was coughing his lungs up. Yeah, I know that, mate. Yeah, because they bought their house together, haven't they, and everything. Bought a smaller house, chucked all the kids out. Fair play to them and all. Well, our next house is going to have one bedroom, just in case anyone wants to come back. I got my respiratory test next Wednesday to see if I have COPD or asthma. Hopefully, it's asthma. COPD's pulmonary disease, isn't it? Whereas asthma, obviously, is a condition that's manageable, depending on how bad it is. There's certain things you don't do. My wife, she stopped smoking because her mum's died of COPD because she carried on smoking forever, and she only stopped a couple of years before she died, and she was, but the damage was already done, and then she didn't keep up with any of her appointments, and one day she just collapsed on the floor, and they kept her alive for a few weeks while they were trying to get her lungs going again, and then just switched her off, and that was it. And it wasn't a very nice way to be honest. So I'll move in with me, leave the wife and kids here. No, that's why we're getting one bedroom, so we can't have any randoms turn up. A friend in need is a pain. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Sue gets on. Since she stopped smoking, it's very rare that she ever uses a blue inhaler, to be honest. But if she hadn't stopped smoking by this point, she'd have been really poorly because she was coughing chunks up in the morning. Terrible. I mean, certain things, you notice because I mean that she's slightly older than me, and you do notice that, especially if she's got a little bit of a cold or anything like that. By the time she gets to the top of the stairs, she's really sort of got a heavy load on that. Um, but when if she ain't got a cold, you don't really notice that she's ever got it. She takes a steroid inhaler every night, and then just a blue inhaler if she ever has a bit of an attack. But she's never had a full-on attack. Hello, Leon. Is that Leon with the hyphen over the O? How you doing? I won a Creed pen on Scuba's channel. It was made. Oh yeah, I bet you were. They were nice, weren't they? Oh, you got it then. When's it? Has it already come? I think you showed me a photo, didn't you, Matt? To be honest. I'm good, thank you. Nice to see you. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. Whereabouts in the world are you with a spelling on your name like that? I have pink, purple, and blue, and a powder thing. If you can't breathe, oh, is that one of them disc inhalers? Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. You have obviously, yeah, yeah. You must have showed me. I didn't know if it was another one you got. I can sort of remember it, to be honest. It's lovely when you win things, isn't it? I've always been a little bit guilty of that. Every time I've won it, I've always give it away because, especially when we was reviewing, you used to get that much stuff. You used to think, well, let somebody else have the benefit from it. But it's the way things are going now. Obviously, I don't get anything sent out as such. But the way things are going now, if you get a bottle of juice, you, have got to look at it and think in 6 months' time that'll be worth £57. So I just let it all come. Yeah. I know, I do the same. I was trying to text somebody earlier. "Oi, oi, Saveloy, how you doing? KWR345." Do you know you can change your name if you want to? You can actually change your nickname to one without numbers. It's easier. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, there's, Saturday shows on most weeks, isn't it? Um, he doesn't do a bad job. That lad who's a copper, that Scottish lad, what do they call him? Jaff Fapes. He doesn't do a bad job, does he? But I watched him when I was on holiday once. But the trouble is with weekend ones, if I'm busy and I start listening to them, I forget my jobs. So I don't listen to him very often. But Jaff really does. He makes a nice job. And who else do I watch? Benny tries the absolute hardest. I mean, that mixing show is really good. I don't listen to it every week. I used to listen to it, especially when I was drinking. I used to listen to it every single week as soon as Sue went to bed. The Yeah, the Saturday show was good, isn't it? And I ain't seen Simon for a long time, to be honest. I don't think I'm subscribed to him anymore because when I went, I probably am on the vape channel, but over on my other channel, like, there were certain ones who I didn't subscribe to because I just I don't watch him. I want to get rid of the numbers. How do you do it, mate? So you go into let me show you. So to have you've basically got a YouTube channel, mate. Everybody thinks they've got an account, but you've actually got a YouTube channel. So what you do is you go onto there. So you're on that bit there. Where are we? Edit channel. And then you get to that page there. It's backwards, so it doesn't help. But there's a thing there what says edit channel. So you click on edit channel and it shows you your name. That's actually backwards, so it doesn't really help. So the name of the channel is at the top, look. And then the handle is at the bottom. And you change the handle. But if you take it off and somebody else is called Cloud Chucker, it won't allow you to have it. So that's why you end up with numbers on there. So people, you can use underscores or something like that. So that's that. The channel name is MickReviewsStuff, but it actually comes up with the handle. It don't come up with the thing. And I was lucky that I'd still had MickReviewsStuff left. It's quite easy. And that's how you do that. Sometimes it'll do two-factor authentication, especially if you've got some videos on your channel, but it maybe won't bother you if you haven't got any videos on your channel. It'll ask you to log in off a different device. Simon's lucky if he gets 15 views when live now. Sadly, I wonder why that is then. Has everybody fell out with him or? Shows are hardly going vape. Why is the Saturday show? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it, isn't it, really? I mean, like, if you can't, it's like I said, when I packed up, I don't know whether my reviews made any difference to anybody's opinion, but when I stopped doing it, you every time you put something up, so you get imagine this was a full price bottle of juice. So I don't know how much it costs the manufacturer, but it cost them a fiver to send you it anyway. A lot of ones used to put a couple of nick shots in, so two or 3 quid there, 14 quid for a bottle of juice if you put it at retail value. So it's cost them 20 quid. So you get it, you like it, you tell people that you do like it, you show them the bottle, show them all that, and after about 20 minutes, they put it through behind the age gate. So anybody that's not logged into that channel properly, done a full verification on the channel, doesn't see it. And 20 people are watching him. There can only be one cloud chucker. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite easy when you look. So just knock all the numbers off in that thing, but it's the one with the at the side of it that you want. Just knock the numbers off, and if it'll either come up with a green tick, say it's available, or it'll say no, it's not. But you could probably put like an underscore in between cloud and chucker, or a hyphen or a dash or a dot or something like that, rather than have the numbers on the end. It's just easy if anybody's trying to reply to you in chat. I better go. I've been here 60 minutes and Susan in 5 minutes, and if you comes in. You say, you know it found why they gave people numbers. Mine is the last 5 numbers of your parents' phone number, and they don't even use the internet. Crazy. That's weird, isn't it? Let's just let's just see if that is the last number of your phone number 3540. Then, Mike. What about you, Graham? 566 at the end. I'm just staying for the encore. I always do that. So it's nearly time I got off, and then I stay for another 5 minutes. So anyway, I really ought to go because I say Susan, she comes in at 11:08, so she won't want me chatting down the internet. Well, she'll just come in and start talking, and then you'll think, Christ, I wonder what that is. Right, back on Thursday night at 11:30. Have a lovely couple of days. So what we're going to do, we're going to put everything now onto this channel. So if you see a video, it'll be on here, and then that's the way it's done. And then hopefully at some point, I might be able to get it monetized with the reviews and the walking all on the same channel. If it don't work, it don't work, but we've got to go, haven't we? My number is the girth and length of my willy in millimeters. 15, well, it's not bad. 1,500 millimeters. My age group being nuts. Anyway, catch you later.